podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It is Tech Talk live from Twin Peaks. Happy Thursday, everybody. Make sure to come out here. Enjoy all of the TV screens that they have. It is, you have all sorts of football underway. The NFL's in full swing. College football is everywhere. Maybe you find yourself out here for some Thursday night football and watch a little Washington Commanders and Green Bay Packers go head-to-head. Not a better place to watch a game than out here at Twin Peaks.
Yes, sir. Nice matchup there.
Clint Scott, Dr. Mike Gustafson. It is time for some headlines. And don't forget, we will give out a 4-pack of tickets to Saturday's contest when the Red Raiders host Oregon State to round out their non-conference slate. We will give you plenty of heads up whenever that happens. And you can hear, by the way, that Packers and Commanders matchup. 100.7 the score tonight. And yeah, that is a really interesting NFC matchup, both starting out 1-0. The Commanders, last week I would say against a really bad Giants team, at least in week 1, did not look like they have taken any sort of step forward. They actually missed on a few explosive plays. I feel like that game could have looked worse. And then the Packers defense, maybe you say the Lions offense. However, you're missing a few coordinators now over there that were there with a really good Detroit team last year. Either way, the Packers were dominant last week, especially defensively. So I'm interested for the NFC. Certainly seems like you have 2 playoff teams going head-to-head tonight.
Yeah, I would think so. Those are good matchups. Those are, yeah, I mean, usually these specialty games were somebody chose them first, and they'll be that one will be worth keeping eyes on.
6 o'clock here after we're done on Double T 97.3. It is once again Red Raider football with Joey McGuire. That'll be live from Rudy's. He'll break down the first couple of weeks with the wins over Pine Bluff and Kent State, and, of course, give you a great breakdown of the incoming Oregon State Beavers. Make sure to just keep it right here after we're done on Double T 97.3. Currently over on 100.7 the score. You have Houston Astros baseball, and Gus, they are fighting for their playoff lives right now, down 4-0, middle of the 5th. By the way, you can come out here and watch Major League Baseball, too. Playoff baseball, I bet, is a blast out here at Twin Peaks.
Especially when you get a couple of games overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they did win yesterday, 3-2, so this is the rubber match. But so far, it is not going their way. It's going the way of Toronto. And Gus, you head into today, and of course the Rangers are off today after a sweep of Milwaukee, a much-needed sweep. And you went in to today with the AL West standings. Houston still in the lead, but just a game up over Seattle and 2.5 up over Texas. This is the exact sort of race that we wanted down the stretch, and guess what? We're getting it.
Yeah. Yep. This should, should lead to compelling. It is leading to compelling September baseball, and hopefully that transitions into compelling October baseball for at least one of these 2 teams. I guess a key part of this would be that they both don't knock each other off in a way that, like, we go from spending a good part of the summer as thinking both teams could possibly get in to none. It is getting late.
I already, gave a heads up. We're going to give out some tickets, and you should be really excited about that because we got the announcement yesterday. It is another sellout for Red Raider football this Saturday for Oregon State, and it is 3 sellouts in 3 weeks. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear those tickets being bought up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and then the challenge is everybody use your tickets.
Yeah.
If something comes up, that happens. Somebody's under the weather or can't make it or whatever, then do your best to get rid of them. Text them to somebody and do the little phone transfer deal and let them let them get them used, get some warm bodies in those seats. We'll need them. The price of poker gets a little higher this week.
Yeah. Texas Tech football, speaking of which, they've been red hot on the recruiting trail. And it's a prediction, but these predictions have been pretty good so far. This one is from Rivals. You had a Rivals 300 offensive lineman Bryce Gilmore notify Arkansas earlier today that he was reopening his recruiting process. And that is a 4-star offensive lineman. He is taking a visit to Texas Tech, and he was already on before he committed to Arkansas, was on that final list. You had Arkansas, which originally he chose. You had Texas Tech, who now has the prediction. You also had Penn State and Ole Miss, so some elite company that were on that young man's list. And if that prediction comes true, then he is a guy that you're getting that is the 13th ranked offensive tackle and the 172nd highest prospect overall in that class. And guess what, Gus? It's another offensive lineman on top of it. So the commitment to the trenches has been outstanding. Did it in the transfer portal. You're trying to do it to build up your future as well. The buy as some offensive linemen, I will back and forth. Just keeps getting more and more nailed down.
Well, in this, this is easily the biggest recruiting weekend so far in terms of the caliber of kids that are coming in. One of the other recruits here this weekend, or visits, I guess, this weekend is the number 1 quarterback in the 2027 class. Pretty amazing. Let's put on a good show tomorrow. Again,
yeah, that sounds good.
A big part of that show is, the fellows on the field doing their thing, but us in the stands having something going on in a way that those kids go, man, I want to play in that environment. I want to be making those same fans cheer, lose their mind. I want to be like Jacoby Williams down there hurdling the guy going into the end zone. Beautiful.
Everyone losing their minds. Absolutely.
Get some of these linemen excited about another thick 6.
That should have gotten 2 recruits on the spot right there. If you're a defensive lineman, I want to be like Skylar Gill Howard when I grow up. A national headline. I just think that this story is really interesting. I'm always just, I don't know, anytime a fan to player interaction within a game happens, I'm just drawn to it. I wouldn't say it happens all the time, but it happens every year in every single sport, every single season, sometimes a couple of times. This time we got it on the first Sunday Night Football, but Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson will not face discipline from the NFL for his altercation with a Buffalo Bills fan during a season-opening 41-40 loss. Do you remember this play? Did you see that over in...
No.
It's after the Ravens had scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I thought it was the deal where the fan pushed his helmet, or is this something else?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And then he pushes him back in his seat, and I believe that guy was banned from Bills games, maybe all NFL contests.
He didn't push his helmet. He pushed the other guy's helmet.
Then he pushed Lamar's too. That fan was ejected.
Yeah, come on.
And
do better. You can be passionate without doing that kind of stuff.
Just don't be dumb there.
If that was a hockey player, he'd have got cracked upside the head.
Well, that's the thing. I think being pushed back in the seat, like in the moment, was about the best possible outcome if you're messing with a professional athlete. By the way, in that case, a professional athlete in pads, and also with the advantage if he did something and you thought, well, maybe I'll swing back at him, he'd be wearing a helmet. Probably wouldn't go well for you either. But just getting pushed down in your seat is about the best thing you could hope for if you're going to do that. It is a song request Thursday. Your theme today, your favorite breakup song. Shelley wants to hear Much Better Now by Cross Canadian Ragweed.
All right.
Good pick. Give us those on the Yates Flooring Center chat line or whatever you got. You can give us score predictions and score predictions for the Red Raiders, Thursday Night Football, whatever you want on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Hit us up there. More Tech Talk live from Twin Peaks next.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It kind of feels like we're about to start our show again with the bottom line using that as their ender. To go back into 3 more hours with the starting here. 2.5 more hours.
We didn't get to play it today. We're out early because of Astros baseball. So
that's
there
right.
we go. Now it's in. We can end the bottom line already at 3:30.
Yeah,
it's officially done.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line says we've got some more to go, and we're doing that live from Twin Peaks. It is Tech Talk here in Double T 97.3. That voice you just heard was Brennan Riker back at home base, taking care of us, keeping us on the airways. I'm Clint. He is Gus. You can join us also on Fox 34 News Now, YouTube, and the Facebook feed. Just look up Double T 97.3. We're out here at Twin Peaks every single Thursday. But there is a Red Raider football home game, just like this weekend when they host Oregon State, rounding out the non-conference slate. And come out to Twin Peaks, enjoy the 29-degree draft beer. Lots of options, too. That's something we haven't really talked about. They have like 3 different ports of on-draft beer over there. That also, you got bottles and all sorts, just pretty much whatever you want, whatever you can think of, whatever you're thirsty for, because they also have craft cocktails. They can hook you up, and we'll hook you up. Yeah,
it's a good bar setup, and that menu is for real as well.
The Billionaire's Bacon, we will always push. That should be like the official official Twin Peaks snack. I mean, the official Tech Talk snack from Twin Peaks, because that's what we've gotten the most. It used to be fried pickles, and then we tried the bacon, and we need to expand more on the appetizer list there, but that's just been so good.
Yes.
Very unique.
Yes.
Spicy sweet, and it's also just bacon. So,
yeah, this is it's much better than bar food.
Oh, wow. Look, Clint's eating.
Well, not right now. Maybe a little bit later.
Yep.
Yeah. Give it a little bit, Brendan.
He has his way.
Hey, we have an availability report, Gus, now for this Saturday. If you don't, I don't know if you've seen it yet. I'll run through this. Just some notables. You have, a lot of guys who haven't. I say a lot of guys. If I say a lot of guys, people are going to freak out. This is a very normal-looking list still. The one for sure out for Oregon State that still jumps out is Charles Esters.
Yeah.
Still waiting to get him back.
And we had, I think Coach McGuire said that he would be available in Utah.
Yeah, that's the expectation.
So he's on schedule, but has missed a couple weeks here.
But for guys that are for sure out, that certainly jumps off the page. Mo Horn is questionable again, but I believe it's expected that he will play. 2 other ones that are questionable that are fairly new. Romello Height is on that list. That's one that certainly caught mine. I think everyone's eye when this comes out. And then Ben Roberts is another one. You would like for both of them. You can go off of, Twitter rumblings. I'm sure this will be asked to Coach McGuire so we can get a better answer on Romello Height. It seems like maybe it was something in practice that happened, but supposed to be back for sure for Utah. That stuff's all like going kind of through the backwoods of information, though. So don't take any of that to heart until we get a for sure answer on it. But that is certainly someone you need moving forward. And I would like, if you can, I would like to see against Oregon State. I don't think you necessarily like, oh man, if you don't have Romello Height or Ben Roberts, you're not going to beat the Beavers. It's nothing like that. But, with your first real crack at a real opponent, I would like to see him, but obviously you're going to do what's best for the team and best for him as a player. But both of those guys caught my eye on the questionable list.
Yeah, I agree. And I was kind of expecting Height because there was some smoke around it right around the time yesterday as our show ended that he had maybe not finished practice, or I don't know. It was kind of fuzzy on the details there, but not a catastrophic injury. It didn't sound like just something naggy that was bothering him. It sounded like something more chronic than acute, right? The Ben Roberts info was a little interesting. And then McCarty, I think, was on that list as well. And so you start to think, well, if Ben Roberts is down and John Curry moves over there and McCarty's not involved, then we're going to get a little thin somewhere. So we can't have...
Yeah. Well, A.J. McCarty is probable,
right.
And for the A.J. expected to play. So is Dante Balfour, Terrian Grant are on that list as well and expected to play. But I'm with you.
Yeah, and it's good to see all 4 of those corners involved there. Grant, I don't know that we've called his name a bunch over the first 2 weeks. This, of course, was a 5-star kid in his own class. He would be a true freshman right now had he not reclassified and gone to Purdue this time last year. He was a 4-star in the class that he reclassified to was a 5-star in his class. So this is a high talent. He played a bunch for a bad Purdue team last year and is obviously in the 2 deep here at corner and looking for good things from him.
So I'm sure you know this. You know this well. It's not too long ago you had 2 shortstops who end up as middle infielders and kind of go back and forth, and we do a dance. You still have one of those guys on the roster right now that committed early, and every single broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Not like from like you guys or like from Jamie, but anytime it was like a national, national broadcaster, they were on the road or something. Whoever, like when that was like the interesting thing for like they were learning about Texas Tech, they hammered, these guys are supposed to be seniors in high school. Well, that was Terry and Grant last year in football. And so he's got such a bright future. He's been on the field, but we haven't seen a highlight play or anything like that from him just yet. But he's one that, as you got yourself pretty old in the cornerback room, which you needed to. He's one like the future for him. Who knows what he can be, because he is such a talented kid, and the ratings will tell you that. The ones who are watching him, what he can do, like from like a weight room and just showing off kind of behind closed doors. It's just you're waiting obviously for him to just grow up at the normal rate of a younger player, but this should be like his true freshman season coming in.
Yes, and
instead it's a kid with Big Ten experience.
Right. Yeah, and it got a bunch of starts, and we may be getting a better version than what Purdue dealt with last year, and he probably won't be exposed as much, at least right off the jump. Right now, it's a pretty nice looking 2 deep at each corner position. The ability to not have one dude get run ragged.
And speaking of the defensive backs, this is going to be such an interesting week for them as well. Because I think, in my opinion, Malik Murphy, he's got a cannon. Don't get me wrong. He's got a cannon. He can make all of the throws in his career so far. There has been some decision-making that has been a little questionable. It's led to a bunch of turnovers. It's led to 18 picks in, I can't remember, 16 starts, somewhere around there. It's not exactly what you want. That includes 3 picks already. But still, what you're looking at, if you're like, hey, what do you need to note for Oregon State? It is the passing game, and you saw him put up a bunch of yards against Fresno State. And so as excited as I am to look at the defensive front this week against that, can you cause pressure?
Yeah.
Can you wreak havoc?
Speed him up a little bit.
I'm also interested in those defensive backs, so it's good to have, hey, you got Mo Horn, Dante Balfour. You had obviously the Amir Boyd situation over the weekend that's being handled internally, but there should be, a lot of eyes on that group as well, because they're going to have to step up and they're going to have to play well.
You got that right.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Happy Thursday. It is Tech Talk here in Double T 97.3, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the Double T 97.3 mobile app, brought to you by our friends at Happy State Bank. I'm Clint Scott. He's Dr. Mike Gustafson. We are live from Twin Peaks. And Gus, let me tell you what's going on Fridays here in the month of September at Twin Peaks. How about to lead up to Oktoberfest, Stein hoisting competitions?
Yeah, that's good.
That is
get in on that.
Who do you think would win a Stein hoisting competition at Raymar from everybody up there?
I don't know. I mean, I would be inclined to. Well, of course, you'd have to tell me who works out up there.
Jimmy, do you work out? His head almost disappeared into his shoulders when he said no.
Jim Silvers.
Well, we do have a state power lifter.
Yeah.
In our midst back at home base. Brennan.
And he drinks beer too, a lot. So, I mean, you got the right combo.
Brennan, when you were powerlifting, were you ever doing
easy.
Stein practice?
No, I'm not. It's been a while since I've worked out.
Well, get back into powerlifting shape, and then we'll put money down
Maybe
on you.
not powerlifting, but just going to work out, because powerlifting is a little different than just going to work out.
Right. Yeah, because this is going to be like a muscular endurance thing. I mean, there's some just sheer strength involved, but it's a you're going to, because you're against the clock. It's not like how big of a stein can you lift. It's how long can you hold that stein out there, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My money's on you, Clint.
I think I'd do okay. I don't know if I'd win it all. I think I'd tap out at some point.
Okay.
As soon as I felt any sort of burn.
I mean, we see Jake coming in. Jake
out.
comes in every day about this time, and with carrying a gym bag around.
Yeah. You know, speaking of, I bet Roman could do pretty good. I'm trying to think of our Tech Talk crew.
I'd be inclined to either go with youth or somebody who's really getting after it.
Hey, don't forget about me.
Hey, yeah, he's there. There's Roman. He's like our Raymar Beetlejuice. You say Raymar 3 times, and he pops up over the speaker. Roman Hernandez, Roman Hernandez, Roman Hernandez.
Our cover corner.
Yeah, that's Roman Island. It is a Song Request Thursday. Plenty of requests coming in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Your theme today, your favorite breakup songs. That is in honor of the Pac-12 breakup that had happened in Oregon State, a current Pac-12 member, which is very weird. One of these days we'll do a test like maybe in a couple years after really the dust settles, and I'm going to come back and say, can you name all the Pac-12 teams right now? And in various sports, because not everybody in that league is going to play football. You have some basketball only as well. Just a very strange situation, and we talked about this when it was happening, because the two that were getting the raw deal there, it's the team you're playing this weekend and the team you played last year with Washington State and Oregon State. And to be a part of that fan base, could you imagine just watching like your conference status deteriorate? And you've been through a volatile life in the Big 12, so I mean, there's not too much to feel sorry about as a whole. But when you just look at those two fan bases, and especially Washington State, I think that there are a couple like niche, passionate, fun fan bases to watch your status just kind of be ripped away from you, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and you're seeing invitations everywhere else, and you're the last two on the dance floor and just kind of going, well, I don't know, you want to go play chess?
Yeah, I mean, that group, that conference falls apart, and you think about it, it was USC who stood up and said, hey, why would we consider adding, or I guess, who put a stop to the consideration of Oklahoma State and Texas Tech, and, that several years ago, and then so everyone stands down. Okay, we're not adding anybody. Okay, and then the people who let USC lead them around, which I get that, happened to us a couple times. All of a sudden, we, then suddenly they're the ones left in the wake when the USC's the one that says, hey, we're going to Big Ten, to play our logical regional rival, Indiana.
They were legitimately their Texas and Oklahoma. The difference is you found a way to survive your Texas and Oklahoma, and the Pac-12 did not. Now, there's a handful of schools that upped their status and got more money out of it, and so really they won out of it. But that's true, the breakup when you're looking around there, and this is a 3-part breakup because you have 3 conferences involved now. When you're doing the who won the divorce, it was clearly not 2 of those schools. In Utah's mind, speaking of which, you'll see in a couple of weeks, if you ask them, I don't think that they thought that they won, even though they found a way to survive because you gave them a handout. And since then, all that fan base has done has said, get us out of this poverty conference, this trucker conference, why are we not in the Big Ten? It's like, well, the Big Ten told you why you're not in the Big Ten right now. And if you're waiting around for that invite, it's not happening.
Yeah, you don't really get to apply for that. You get invited, and that deck will be shuffled here in the next few years. But Oregon State and Washington State are probably similar in their states to what Texas Tech is. Not the flagship school; they are the land grant schools there, which means they're the agriculture programs and whatnot. But they probably have a similar outlook toward the University of Oregon as we do the University of Texas, and them getting left behind stunk. And I think when all that was going down, I think there was a level of sympathy, if you will, from our side. Like, man, that really stinks.
Yeah, that's not a shot that's not a shot at Oregon State specifically or anything like that. More of just a note.
Yeah, exactly. And I got what you were going with there. But yeah, that and then the other move that probably gave us some existence and some life, Clint, was that we immediately pounced on UCF and Houston and some of those. And did they, at the time when that happened, it was like, why are we inviting these? And there was some, but it felt like we were getting CPR at that point.
Yeah.
As a conference, and so we added and probably took some pieces away from what that Pac-12 would have liked to have grabbed.
And I still see this every once in a while. They're like, I wish we'd never added UCF, Cincinnati, Houston.
Right.
I get it. If we had known now what was going to happen, where you were going to get four better, yeah, probably not. But you didn't know that at the time. And so, like, in my mind, 10 out of 10 times you make those additions.
You have to look at that decision with the information that was available at that moment. And the Pac-12 was very much intact at that point. And don't you think that they would have snapped up BYU a year later?
Oh, man, yeah.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I mean, this is the ultimate breakup song, right?
Yeah.
Really revenge song. Yep. I feel like anytime Jamie hears a certain Neil Diamond song around him, that's what's going on in his head. He's singing all of those threats to whatever person just sang it to him. Hey, it is Tech Talk live from Twin Peaks here on Double T 97.3. Thanks for making us a part of your Thursday afternoon. Make sure to come say hi. If you're out here, come enjoy all of the great food, great beer, ice cold beer too. 29 degrees to be exact there. That is that's freezing. And Chuck is confirming it is verified ice cold. The best way to have it, Gus.
I like beer.
Hey, it is 4:15, which means it is time for back at home base Brendan Riker to give us his play of the day.
Here's the 1-2, and that one lifted high and deep into center field. Perkins going back to the track. He runs out of room. It's gone. Jake Berger with a home run just a little to the left of straightaway center field. He puts Texas on the board here at 2-1.
1-1. Berger swings and clocks this one to deep center. Perkins going back. He's at the wall. It is history. Jake Berger with a 2-home run game. And the Rangers lead it 5-2.
Last night, or I guess yesterday afternoon, I should say, the Rangers swept the Brewers, and it was Jake Berger with two burger smashes to help the Rangers out in that regard. And Astros just lost 6-0, so the plot has thickened.
The plot has thickened, indeed. Hey, you know who else has great burgers? Gus.
Okay. Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Okay.
I really do. I'm looking at the Billionaire's Bacon Burger as we speak. Yeah, I was happy for Jake Berger to have a really good day. Do you like the Little Rascals nickname here for this group of Rangers?
I heard them say that the other day, and that was new to me.
It's been new to me this week.
Okay.
Brendan, the committed Rangers fan, will have to.
It came about the past week or so.
Okay, so we're pretty much on par. Hey, I like the nickname. It makes sense. I mean, they've gone through so many injuries, maybe with some of the guys that have either been in and out of the lineup or are just completely out of the lineup for good this year. The turnaround and just the fact that they've found their way into the window that they have and into the playoff picture, it's pretty fun. I mean, if you're a Rangers fan, you wish you would have the full roster and all of the stars available. But either way, you're not going to complain to look up and go, man, we have a legitimate shot at this. And something that I was looking at today, of course, we've noted you will see the Astros again.
Yeah, that's big. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
The Astros and the Mariners will have a series, so you could have some help there. And as far as the wild card goes, Gus, the Yankees and the Red Sox are going to have a series too. So if you're taking care of business, start with it. It doesn't, it's not crazy because you were right there and had been knocking on the wild card door. But it's not crazy to imagine a world that maybe you get in the playoffs and you're not just that like third wild card spot just scooching in either. If you're dreaming a little dream.
No, that's right. And hey, the other interesting little nugget about the this Mets series that starts tomorrow night there in New York, Rangers Mets both kind of right in there in that wild card thing. The Mets coming off a bit of a struggle with the Phillies, and they've sort of played their way back. Now it's the Rangers playing their way in, but both of these teams have a lot to play for. And Clint, where did the Rangers, who was it that they got from the New York Mets that fortified the Rangers pitching staff? Who was the big prize a couple years ago? Jacob deGrom. Guess who's slated to pitch there against the Mets here this weekend? Jacob deGrom. Got a little intrigue there.
This is I'm going to ask, I'm not being facetious here. I just am not in tune with Mets fans. Are they still, do you think they're still angry about that? Like, I know that'll be some sort of storyline. I don't know how it's not when you are the star level that you are with deGrom. But is it like, is he going to get, like, is it bad enough? He could get booed out there if things are going bad. He's going to get threats from the fans there. You think it's anything like that?
Nah, I wouldn't think so. They obviously didn't cut down the nets with him. I don't know. Yeah, they want to pin it, right?
You're turning into Brennan using cut down the nets for anything.
Well,
that's a
Brennan turned into me when he did that. Yeah, that was because remember I was talking about cutting down the nets in Arlington on December 6th.
That's right. I had it flipped.
That's right. You did
cut down the nets there behind the field goals. Here, what for baseball? If you were doing that, you'd be cutting down like the safety nets there in the infield.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Hey, did the L screen? Somebody grab some scissors and go cut that net. Hey, did you? Was he? Was deGrom on that pitching staff that your boys dealt with when they won it all?
Oh, that's a.
I know. I'm trying to think back.
I don't remember him. I don't remember him in that series.
No, I don't either. Might have been hurt. He was hurt a lot. I don't know. He may be far enough gone. Sometimes when guys like that, when a Rizzo or somebody comes back and plays against the Cubs, like I saw him this time last year, he got a big hand. He was playing for the Yankees, but he got a lot of applause from the Cubs fans because he did something special there, right? I don't know. That's kind of interesting. It's New York, so I'm probably not going to tilt to the. They'll be heavy on sportsmanship side. I'll probably go the other direction.
That's just the area. That's not even just has to do with deGrom. That's just
all things being equal, somebody will flip him off. How's that?
Over under. How many middle fingers? By go 7.5. Is he taking the over? Or is he taking the under?
37.5. 377.5.
I wonder how our Mets fan is doing. Speaking of which, I want to see these guys.
Oh, that's right. Brennan,
I wonder if he's still calling in to Mets radio, losing his mind.
I'm a little bothered that hasn't stayed alive in our drop.
Bothered?
That needs to be. Yeah, that needs
a little bothered, Brennan.
Well, there was a couple drops that came out of that. We need that. We need a little. We need a little run with that because that guy was special. He gave us some good stuff.
Hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We got this thought. I know that the college football world is wishing Utah greatness into hopeful existence, but I haven't seen any real proof of that. Dampier now being touted as a Heisman candidate also. Manning was a preseason favorite also. Do we not need proof of quality any longer? The simple answer to that to me is no, because people are going to bet on these things, so you're going to see odds, and people are going to take their stabs early and either stick with it or, it's just every single week you're going to see a Heisman list. As far as proof of Utah's greatness, I'll say this, they've had a really good start. I think Devin Dampier has been solid. I think UCLA is horrendous, but that's still a Power 4 win.
Still a signature
win. And they still dominated them.
Yep, that's right.
And then Cal Poly is your Kent State and your Arkansas Pine Bluff. Still looked really good. So I don't ultimately – Phil Collins, nice. I don't know ultimately what you'll get out of Utah, but I know you've got a major test here in a couple of weeks. We're not looking past Oregon State in Rice Eccles.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That Dampier, I don't know. Dampier's probably getting a lot of attention because of where they are and but as you went into the season, the guy went 5-7 last year for the Lobos. Mm-hmm. We'll see what he is here in 9 days.
No turnovers yet. Hopefully that'll change here in a couple of weeks.
Save it until next week.
Yeah.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Ask Tech Talk is brought to you by our friends at Visual Edge IT. I'm Clint. He's Gus. Jimmy is here back at home base. Brennan is there. Roman is there. They're taking care of us, keeping us on the airwaves. One more with us here live from Twin Peaks. Give us your questions on the Yates Flooring Center chat line for Ask Tech Talk. When it switches from offense to defense for like the players you wouldn't want to tick off, the first one I thought is who John here on the chat line put in. He said Ray Lewis would be about as scary as it gets.
Yeah. When it got to defense, I was thinking that same thing.
Defense, there's like 1A, 1B, 1C. Like you could probably run through 10 guys that would be like all interchangeable of who you wouldn't want to do that. But Ray Lewis was the first one I thought of too. No doubt. Do y'all think Romello Height will play?
Yeah, it sounds like it. But, it sounds like he'll be a little guarded. Maybe that's a light play count. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably all gut, about how he feels, right?
Gus, since it's just kind of a weird, doubtful listing for Height, and then it seems like it happened in practice, and it appears to be doubtful, in the leg.
Questionable.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay.
My bad.
It's all right.
The 4 layers really throws me off when I'm trying to remember where everyone's out.
Our history has been that the questionables tend to play.
Yes. I don't know. Hopefully we find positive news out with Red Raider football with Joey McGuire. This is not inside or anything. My gut is just telling me no. With Utah right around the corner, that's why my gut's telling me.
Well, maybe
no.
And maybe very guarded.
Yeah.
The other problem with that though, Clint. You know who else is not playing? It's the other edge rusher, Charles Esters.
Yeah.
And now he will be back for Utah.
Yeah.
And so I think this is, we'll see where this goes. What we might hear from Coach McGuire is that they'll find out tomorrow at their speed practice.
That's honestly that's what I'm expecting to hear. With anything is, I don't think he'll say for sure tonight. Oh yeah, he's for sure going. Or he's for sure out. I think it'll be the classic. We're gonna go all the way up until till tomorrow, and maybe even figuring that out on the day of the game. And then I'm expecting it to be like when we see him in pads out there in warm-ups and stuff and running on the field, we'll go, yep, he's playing. And
they're typical. They have a little bit of a different. Back in the old days, the Friday was kind of walk through and.
Yeah,
slow and lazy, and lazy is probably not the right word, but you get what I'm saying. And what Coach McGuire does, it's a pretty light and quick practice, but guys are going to get to full speed.
Yeah.
For a brief amount of time, and he could probably go into greater detail than would most certainly go into greater detail, but. Yeah, usually that's when he's able to go, hey, he can get to full speed, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And, because what we're not sure about is if this was something that was nagging Height or if it flared up on him yesterday. I mean, it sounded like some of the smoke around this was that it, at the very least, was either injured or flared up.
Yeah.
Like the hints around this were that it flared up and had been bothering him prior, and so – yeah.
Specifically, it seems like it's a hamstring.
Right.
Again, this is the
rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Twitter verse, the old chat line verse, the old per source, but it's not like.
And that thing can cut any number of ways. I'm sure if it was a devastating hamstring injury, everybody would have known it. If it was something that barked at him and grabbed him and he pulled off quickly, and shut it down before, maybe he woke up today and went, hey, you know what? I'm not that sore. I got out there today and got after it. I mean, again, that's what we'll find out from Coach McGuire, I think. But, yeah, it may very well for us out here on the outside of the program. It may be Saturday at 1 o'clock, 1:30 when you start seeing the tweets and the things like that coming out of people who are like, hey, no Romello Hyde on the field, or Romello Hyde in street clothes,
out there.
Or he's running with the ones and warm-up drills. Yeah. Who knows? But, yeah, that's a little concerning just because you've got, hopefully you can take care of it with a little bit thinner group. But Esther's out again this week. He'll be back next week. And then the thought of height being down, it feels like that's one of the positions with a lot of depth that won't have all their what do you want to say, bullets to fire, Clint? Is that what you want to say?
Yeah, the good news about this is you still have a full artillery throughout the roster, where if he doesn't go, it's not going to oh, man, this game's, to me, tell me if you're feeling different, but this game's suddenly in danger. But I just would, I prefer to see him on the field against Oregon State.
Absolutely. It's wreaking havoc.
Yeah, it's mostly, yes, to be a game changer against Oregon State, but also for every single one of those individual guys that are like the frontline guys, to see what they really look like against a little bit better unit than what you've seen so far. Because through 2 games, through 2 very bad opponents and through 2 bad offensive lines, it's looked outstanding.
Yeah.
So when that gets a little bit better, when that goes also against a team that you expect to throw it a little bit more and hang on to the ball a little bit more with Malik Murphy, I want to see that.
Yeah, and be nice to be disruptive and get us to watch those guys really impact things. Esther's is listed as on the depth side with David Bailey, and then Tillman and Chet O'Feely on the other side. So if Hyde is out, we probably see a lot of Tillman and O'Feely, and be Bailey and Rigsby on the other side. Now, I don't know how interchangeable those sides are, Clint. You might know that.
I'm not for sure on that, but
if that's,
I would venture to guess, because Tillman is a guy specifically.
Yeah.
Well,
he's already taken reps.
Yes, he's a guy that has taken reps, took big reps for you at the end of the last season, and then O'Feely's like the young up and comer of that group that they're really excited about, but also trying to get opportunity when he can. So I would venture to guess it would be just those guys stepping in, but I don't know that for certain. T-Bone said, I'm hoping for injuries in tonight's game. Don't like Green Bay or Washington.
All right.
Old Razzle Dazzle said, definitely spelt it that way for Palomalu on purpose.
Nice.
Just wanted Clonk to try to read it. Well, it hurt my brain. Broke my brain.
Poor old Clonk.
Poor old Clonk. What is your guys' confidence level that we will win on Saturday?
It's pretty good. 23, what did we decide? 22 and a half point favorite?
23 and a half.
That's, I don't know if there's confidence levels.
Mm-hmm.
There's those percentages that we're seeing now. Texas Tech with a 99% chance when we were a 52-point favorite, and then a 98% chance when we were a 48-point favorite. I would assume this is down in the 70s. The way I'm saying, like, surely that
saw this earlier.
Surely that percentage number is tied to the point spread, right? Isn't it as simple as that?
Well, I don't necessarily think it's to like that to the gap or anything like that. When I saw the percentage earlier on ESPN's matchup predictor, and it was Tech 93.6%.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
So
that'll work.
Red Raider Recon, you can see every week with Rob Bro and I. Shameless plug. When we went Oregon,
which is a podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
When we were talking about this game over the summer, and we were kind of going over every opponent, you were going to see my win percentage, confidence level, whatever, was at like 85%. And I still think that's me trying to hold back of me really thinking that this should be in the 90s. I feel really good about this game and it being at home. So just winning, I'll stay with it. 85%. We can go over and see if that percentage has changed tomorrow when we go to the overtime.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying not to be like overconfident with it.
I think we'll get a better effort from the Beavers, but they may not be good enough to beat us.
Yeah. This has been Tech Talk, another one live here at Twin Peaks. It'll be a little bit before we come back. It'll be about 3 weeks. We're excited to, though. We will see you tomorrow, though. More Tech Talk here in Double T 97.3.
This has been the Tech Talk Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.